Hey guys, Richard here, eBike Reviews and Adventures. Whew. It is a blustery day. Look at that flag flying. Holy smokes. Hey, I'm going to take out the Lectric XPeak right here. Take it for a ride. Potentially, yeah, a couple more problems with the XPeak here. And we're going to go talk about them. We're going to ride it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to demonstrate it. All that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get going here. Get this thing powered up. Oh yeah. So, oh my goodness, I hear sirens in the distance. I hear crazy sirens in the distance. They found me for sure this time. All right. Let's get going. You know, one thing about this bike, I can pedal it pretty easily and pass zero. Hi. Yeah, so if you had to ride this bike, you could drop it down into a lower gear and ride it just fine. Unlike some e-bikes that are just so heavy and so hard to pedal, this one's geared just great. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and pop it up in the pedal assist too and get going here. Yeah, so guess what? I was over on social media, you know, and listening to a couple of other XPeak owners, and a couple of people brought up a couple problems, and it sounds kind of serious. So I thought, you know what? Let's talk about it because it can be a disaster waiting to happen, and you need to be aware of it. And let's just go ahead and talk about the first one right here. So I'm going to stop right here in the afternoon sunshine and show you what we're talking about. The first one people are talking about is, you know, when you're pedaling, you got your foot on the pedal and in your comfortable stance, your comfortable position, just how close that tire is to your foot. You know, it's hitting my foot. Now I've got size 13s, but you can see where my pedal is. You know, it's 2/3 of the way up from the back. You know, I could put it right here on the ball of my foot. I could have it in the center of the foot, and it would hit for sure. So a lot of people are talking about that because there is just a couple of inches there. Let's back it up even a little bit. There was only, what, maybe 2 inches there between the pedal and the front wheel. I often call it a tire, and I get chastised for that. The front wheel. So here's the thing. I've only ridden this 35 miles, and I haven't noticed it as being a problem. Because I guess if you're going to take a turn sharp enough to where you're potentially going to hit to your foot, I mean, that's a pretty sharp turn. Look at that. You know, I mean, yeah, I would make that type of a turn, I guess, kind of scooching around here in the road, if I needed to scooch around in the road. But if I'm doing that, most likely I'm going to have this pedal in the down position right here, making sure this pedal is in the up position if I'm turning sharp and turning that direction, right? So there's no chance of it hitting at that point. I don't know. And some people, sure, they keep their pedals level on both sides so that, you know, they can do what they need to do. And yeah, if you go around a sharp turn or something, make sure there's no one behind me. You know, you've got potential there to strike your foot. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. Is it a problem? It can be. You know, it could be a disaster because, I mean, look, I'm swerving pretty good at this point, and it's not even coming close to my foot. Well, kind of close, and I'm all over the road doing that at a higher rate of speed. Let's go ahead and turn around. Anybody behind me? Nope. Let's go ahead and turn around. So I'm going to turn around, and, well, my foot just dinged the fender when I did that. Let's turn around. Whoop. Let me make sure it's in the right position. Something like that. So now it's rubbing. Yeah, it was rubbing on my foot doing that way. So, yeah, I guess the potential is there that go the other direction. Yeah. Yeah, it was right there. So the potential is there that, it could cause an accident. And a lot of people are starting to talk about that, and they're concerned about that. And rightfully so, I suppose, because it could happen. How likely is it to happen? I don't... Hey, look, I put 35 miles on the bike, and I didn't even know that it was an issue. I didn't pick up on it. I've already been riding the bike and talking about it a couple of videos already, and it just wasn't something I picked up on. So you tell me down below, is that something to be concerned with? Because the potential is there, and I get that part. Okay, the next thing that people are concerned with, they're talking about the death wobble. And, I asked for a video or two, and I'm sure we're going to start seeing some more video about the death wobble and exactly what people are talking about. But basically, it was described like this. You're going down the road, and you shake the handlebars, and the whole bike shakes. And it's true to some degree. If I do this, I feel it. I feel it in my seat, actually. It's where it feels like I feel it at. It almost feels like a snake. You kind of got that flex. You turn one direction, and you almost feel like the bike sways a little bit in the opposite direction when you're doing it that way. Is it a death wobble? Well, I'm not going to be riding around, doing this. I mean, you might have to make a quick move or something at some point, and I don't feel it. I don't feel it when I do that. If I have to make a quick move, if I'm, making a tight turn or something, I don't see that as a problem. So, yeah. I just not. For me, it's not a problem. I've noticed it on other bikes that, I felt a little bit of a shimmy when I did that. And yeah, this one is probably more so than any other bike, for sure, that it shimmies like that. And I wish there was a way for me to show you what it looked like, but I don't think you're really going to see it. It's mostly probably something you just have to feel. But it does. It rattles you. If you drive like that. I mean, I don't drive like that, and I can't think of too many instances where you would have to go back and forth several times. Like I said, once just to maneuver, to dodge something, and it's not a big deal. So, a lot of people are saying it's a result of the frame just being thin, and that could be it, because we got the evening sun here. There we go. Because this is a really thin frame. I mean, we're talking, it was like 2 2.25 inches or something small. And Gary over at Gary's eBike Adventures, he's saying he doesn't like step throughs at all because of the fact that you don't have that top bar that adds the extra stability. And to a degree, I understand his point for sure, because when you don't have that top bar up there and all you have is the connection down here, it needs to be a good solid connection. And although this is welded up good and they got this extra brace in here to make that a bigger solid chunk, is that it? Is that the cause of the wobble? I'm trying to replicate it, and there's no way for me to do it except for going down the road. But I don't know. So, but I will admit that it exists, and I will say that it's worse on this bike than other bikes that I have that are step throughs, that are much fatter up here, much bigger up here. The Moon Cool, I've been riding that a lot, and I noticed it does has a little bit of that flexy shake in the back end, but it's a much bigger down tube as well. So, does it bother me? No, not at all. Again, it's kind of how you ride it. But given that you might get yourself into a situation, emergency situation, where you have to make a quick maneuver, yeah, it could throw you off balance, I suppose. I don't know, it's just something to be aware of. Hey, look, I don't have this fixed yet either. My rack with my sheared off bolts, yeah, those aren't fixed yet. But Will soon, because I reached out to actually several bike companies in the area and even a machine shop, and no one would touch it. No one wanted anything to do with it. But I reached out to one of the partner dealerships. They partner with Lectric. Basically, they don't sell them, but what they do is they repair them when necessary, and they're going to take care of me. Just kind of trying to set up a time where their mechanic is there and I'm available to bring it down there and wait. Hey, look, there's a problem. Yeah, what happened to that? Oh boy, where'd that go? Looky there. So remember we had problems with that when we first got the bike? This connection was undone. And it's probably because the rack, it might be that the rack was bouncing up and down a little bit because it's not attached. Maybe I hit a bump at some point and it jerked this off. I don't know. But we need to get that fixed. We need to get this fixed. I'm thinking I'm going to stop riding it, much as what I don't want to. I think I'm going to have to stop riding it to make sure this rear rack area gets fixed. That, or be real gentle with it and stay off all the bumps. You know what I just discovered? Sitting here in the sunshine, that's cracked. I don't know if you can see it. That is cracked on both sides. Sure is. So maybe that's why Lectric, when I was explaining to them about the problem, they said, okay, we'll send you a new rack. And I said, no, you don't understand. The rack isn't damaged, because I didn't think it was. I didn't see that. And I said, I don't need the rack. I just need these bolts drilled out so I can get it, get it attached properly. But here in this sunlight, it's like it's shining, and you can easily see that booger is cracked. So I guess I'm going to have to reach out to them anyway and say, hey, well, by the way, yeah, go ahead and send me one. That's a bummer. Yeah, that's a bummer. Doggone it. Hey, they say this rack is good for 60 pounds. Somehow I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not thinking so. All right, let's get going. So, yeah, a couple of problems. New product. Maybe they'll refine it in future batches, and they'll make some adjustments to some of these things. I still haven't done anything. Show you that real quick. Still haven't done anything about, let me show you, the wiring mess up here that's in front of the headlight. Yeah, still haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. Maybe, hey, if you own an XPeak, what did you do for all your wiring up here? Yeah. First of all, this is all loosey-goosey. This needs to be wrapped better, but everything sits right in front of the light. So I'd be curious to see what other people are doing to fix that one up. I don't know. I'm super excited about this, especially when I first got it, because this bike, let me tell you what, it is so smooth. People were talking about the cadence sensor, saying, hey, how's the cadence sensor operate, or not the cadence, but the hybrid sensor. What's it all about? Well, I can show you that right here too. So we're just going to go ahead and start pedaling and let it kick in. And it's going to go ahead and slowly take me up to the top speed, just like a cadence sensor will. But it's a slow takeoff. Some cadence sensor bikes that, when you're shifting from one gear to another, it really just tries to shoot you up there to that top speed as quickly as it can. And this one, it's a lot smoother. I mean, it's more natural feeling, is how I guess I can describe it. Just more natural feeling because, it's just a smooth to get you there. And now it feels like it's probably at its top speed. We're running about 14, almost 15 in pass 2. So, I don't know how else to describe it. It doesn't take off so fast. It's a nice, smoother, gradual takeoff to get you up to the top speed there. So, Everybody get by me here. Everybody's getting home from work. I hear my little country road is no longer peaceful and quiet. One of the great things about this bike is the gear set, because I believe that's 1128, if I'm not mistaken, that they have in the rear. And so here we are. I'm in fourth gear. You know, it's only been one other bike, I think, where I've felt like I wanted to use the gears, the shifter over here, and actually use it the way it was intended. And this bike is one of them, because, you know, pedal assist 2, 14 miles an hour. I'm going to go ahead and pop it in the fifth gear here. I've got a lot of pedal. I mean, there's a lot of pedal down there. There's no ghost pedaling at all. I'm not pedaling real fast. And, you know, it's just a really nice cadence here, cruising along. But I am going to drop it down. I'm going to turn around. All right, let's do it again. Maybe I won't run out of road. So let's go ahead and get back up to speed here. So smooth, nice and slow, just like a casual ride. So now I'm going to go ahead and put it up in the pedal assist 3. And pedal assist 3, I'm still in fifth gear over here. We're just cruising right along. Yeah, I'm getting a little fast. Still no ghost pedaling at 20 miles an hour. Most bikes at this point, you're in seventh gear and you're ghost pedaling. I'm at 22 now. And no ghost pedaling. I am moving pretty quick, but it's a comfortable. Well, let's go ahead and, whoops, wrong way. Let's go ahead and jump it up in sixth gear. 24 miles an hour now, almost 25. Starting to feel like it wants to do a little ghost pedaling. That's okay. We'll just go ahead and put up in the seventh gear. I've got a lot of pedal there. There's just a lot of pedal, and I'm cruising along. I'm still in, hey, look, I'm doing 23.5 miles an hour, cruising along. We're still in pedal assist 3. Pop it up in the pedal assist 4. It's cruising. Go ahead and go all the way to 5. We're cruising. We're running out of road here, so we gotta see. I'm gonna downshift, because if you don't downshift when you're in seventh gear and you stop, it's a pretty hard push to get started. All right, let's get going. Now, I had this bike up to 28 the other day, but now it's not wanting to give me that. I'm in pedal assist 5. I've got a lot of pedal here, but it's only giving me about 21, although I've got a little bit of headwind. So there's 22. The battery's real low though. Yeah, this battery, I tell you, I need to do a range test, because it sure seems like it drains quick, although it's only a 14 amp hour battery, so that could be part of it. And it's just not giving me everything it needs to give me, because it can't. But it looks like 21 is going to be my top speed right now. That's kind of disappointing. Oh well, you know what? There's still a lot to learn about this bike. I'm going to go ahead and drop it back down a little bit. There's a lot to learn about this bike, and a lot to kind of figure out. So I'm going to get the sheared off bolts fixed. I'm still looking for a solution. I know there are solutions about adding a brake light, because I need a brake light for how I ride and where I ride. And then if I can get that fixed, I've already selected a battery, an extra battery, and you know, the wiring necessary in order to get that wired up. And so I'm going to probably go ahead and put a second battery right here on the down tube as where it's going to be mounted, so that I can extend the range of this bike and then start using it the way I want to use it, because it rides good. Man, I'm telling you, it rides super smooth. Just don't shake the handlebars. You start shaking those handlebars, you're gonna feel it. Guys, that's it for this video. Just wanted to demonstrate a couple of those problems. Tell me down below what you think. Are they problems? Is it a big deal for you? Not a big deal for you? I'd be curious to know. That's gonna be it for this video. You guys ride safe.